Let's go to other matters, and President Trump blaming Iran yesterday for bringing down a US Army helicopter near the Strait of Hormuz prior to authorizing retaliatory strikes. Simon Marks is LBC's Washington correspondent. He's on LBC, by the way, all this week from 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but he joins me now. Simon, bring us up to date, the latest on this story. Morning to you.
Morning, Nick. Well, there was no indication for most of yesterday that any kind of US military reprisals were likely for the downing of that American Apache attack helicopter. Indeed, the president had told the Wall Street Journal it wasn't a big deal. So what changed his mind and led him to take military action last night that raises fresh questions about his own truthfulness? Because Central Command says the targets included Iranian air defense. But the president has said for weeks that Iran doesn't have any of that left. On Monday in New York, he said a ceasefire extension was just 2 or 3 days away and it would not be prudent to recommence hostilities.
We're very close to having a very, very good, strong, powerful deal. If we go and bomb, which we can do very easily if we want, and we spend another 2 or 3 weeks bombing, they'll have nothing left whatsoever, but you won't have the Strait open for months.
Well, his mind appears to have been changed yesterday by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and General Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, perhaps because the rescue of the 2 airmen aboard the helicopter was a big deal. It involved for the very first time the use of an unmanned drone boat that located the crew in the waters of the Strait of Hormuz. The Pentagon may have wanted to send a message to the US military that Washington does understand the scale of the danger they are in. That danger only intensifying now, with Iran firing back, possibly even striking the Bahrain headquarters of the US Fifth Fleet over the last few hours in a night of tit-for-tat that absolutely could undo those ceasefire negotiations, Nick, that the president has been talking up.
Simon, I would imagine you'll bring your considerate experience of Washington affairs to the LBC this afternoon from 4. You're going to be discussing this?
I'm absolutely sure we will, not least because it is still a pretty fast-moving situation with enormous questions, once again, about whether there really is a prospect of this ceasefire extension, or are we now settling into this new mode of occasional back-and-forth attacks and still no sign of an off-ramp for the president in Iran?
Simon Marks, LBC's Washington correspondent, but with us on this station, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Be sure to listen.